That's absolutely brilliant. I mean, obviously everything is ass backwards in the world today. We just get more security cameras, more police, more prisons, and no focus whatsoever on actually trying to figure out the root cause of these aberrated behaviors.
They get that from the Bible, because the Bible tells people you're all individuals, you know the difference between right and wrong.
Right.
There's no such thing as right and wrong. In some countries, a guy has 10 wives. In the Holy Land, in the Bible, in the early days, men used to take a wife 13 years old. Today, they'd be arrested as child molesters. The people that run your Supreme Court today would be considered criminals in a sane society. All lawyers, all judges would be sent back to school in a sane society.
Yes.
I know that's very hard to live in a given society and listen to what I'm saying and putting it together appropriately. It's very difficult for people to do that.
Yes.
It's really the system is really very simple, but it's so contrary to everything that we learn all our lives. It's like throwing out everything we learn and having to start all over, thinking about it in a new way.
Right.
Like learning a new language. So it takes a while. It takes a lot of study and reading and listening to the things that we've already put out there.
Another thing I want to say, Peter, a lot of people get mad at me because they say you want to give people things for nothing, and I believe they should work for it. And I said before many times, just being born in America or any advanced society, you got the airplane, the telephone, the washing machine, electric lights, and you had nothing to do with them. You got it all for nothing, including the world you live in. You got that for nothing. You didn't make it. You didn't have anything to do with radio, television. You got all that for nothing. Does it spoil you? Think about it. Of course not.
Yeah. That's a brilliant point. That's a tremendous point. People really don't seem to understand what they're born into and what they have. And, of course, we can blame the Bible a little bit on that, for you should earn your living by the sweat of your brow, which has compounded that work ethic that we see across the world. Sadly, most people do not work in any way that contributes to society. They work in industries that simply give them money. And, of course, that is something else that's very important to realize in a resource-based economy is people don't have arbitrary occupations anymore. What they do actually has a legitimate, tangible basis, and there's actually a reward that comes from the fact that it's really a contribution to society. As you know, I used to work in advertising and unfortunately still have to moonlight certain aspects here and there. And I see the people that perform in this occupation, and most of them are absent of any form of awareness of any type of contribution to society, because what they're doing has absolutely no relevance whatsoever. And as you would logically know, the service industry is probably 80% fluff. There's nothing that people are doing that has any real relevance to contribute to society and the well-being of the social organization. So I just wanted to throw that out there because it's...
You know, Peter, it's interesting. If you really study the Venus Project, it's everything that all the religions talk about, only it's translating all religious teachings into a way of life, where no one controls anyone. No one is subservient to anyone else. It's the only real free direction. If the church understood the meaning of the Venus Project and our direction, they'd get behind it right away.
Right.
All the church does today is offer lip service to the teachings of Christ. Very few people are truly religious. In fact, Larry King once asked me what I thought of Christianity. My answer was, it's a wonderful idea. When are they putting it into practice?
Yes, that's a fantastic comment. And that's the other aspect that no one thinks about in regard to religion is, you know, you have the superstitious aspect and then you have the value system aspect. And I think you would agree that there are positive attributes in all religions. We have the reciprocation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but then unfortunately there's so much noise in the religious text that just pollute people's worldviews that I'm not even sure where to begin with the religious argument.